Welcome everyone, it is Dylan from Class 1A bringing you another My Hero Academia chapter breakdown. This week we have chapter 354, Oopsie Daisy. Is that really the name? We kick off the chapter with Hawks and Jirou discussing the upcoming fight with All for One. The plan is to get a strike team to attack his life support Mask, his one weakness. Hawks and Endeavour push hard, not giving AFO a single chance to counter, except with his words. And I guess I never really saw in panels before, but wow, his feathers are looking rough here. Now, I don't know if we ever got this information, so totally let me know if I'm missing the mark here, but are they going to grow back or is this really it for good? Because if Hawks is past his prime and he's never going to get as fast as he was before, this is a little bit scary. AFO mocks from the man who used to be too fast, talking about how he isn't in his prime anymore, from prosthetics, but mind games won't work on Hawks. With a smile, he simply replies, "So we're both crippled, huh?" So at first I thought this was just Hawks being Hawks, but this is a legit strategy. Half of what makes AFO so horrible is just the things that he's able to say, how he's able to get underneath people's skin and throw his opponent off. I mean, yeah, he has overpowered quirks and everything, but you can still go up against him. It's his words and how he gets under your skin and how he makes you fear and tremble, and he takes advantage of that, and that is half the battle right there. While Hawks can brush off the verbal assault, Endeavour is having a much harder time, because AFO has saved some info only we could have guessed at. He teases that maybe he is the reason why Endeavour never found Toya's body. And like I said, this is the real power of All for One. It's not his overpowered quirks, his vast network of information and villains all over the place. It's his plans. He has plans and he has seeds upon seeds upon seeds planted, and he's able to just make them bloom whenever he needs them most. Evo is never out of cards. There's always another plot, another thing to unveil, some information to get underneath his opponent's skin. And of course, repeating what we already know about why Endeavour couldn't face Dabi, because he can't kill his son. Hawks tries to recenter Endeavour, but it's too late. He charges in, and AFO finds the opening he needs. Okay, I need to hear Oopsie Daisy in the anime already. I absolutely need it in that All for One voice. And there it is, just a small quirk and some words. He didn't use Stars and Stripes' overpowered universe bending ability. He didn't stop time. He didn't do any of that. He just mocked him with his plan that he set so many years ago and did a simple stab. Hawks, knowing All for One is too fast, tries to take the follow-up to protect Endeavour. But backup is here as Jirou and Tokoyami fly in and provide a shield. And we end the chapter with the new AFO fight team of Hawks, Tokoyami, and Jirou, here to pick up where Endeavour left off. Okay, so I don't think any of us were expecting that, but it is incredibly cool. I'm so glad we get to see more of Class 1A here. I both love and hate that he's calling them jobbers from his comics. Okay, first of all, he is not hearing that from comics. He is a pro wrestling fan, and now you have that information. Do with it what you will. I actually think this is a really good setup for the fight, because before it is a lot similar to the high-end fight if you really think about it. I mean, Endeavour and Hawks versus the Nomu versus All for One. It's very similar. Obviously, they're a little bit different, but it would be a very similar fight. I think by throwing in Tokoyami and Jirou here, you have a completely new fight, and it's going to be incredibly hype. So we have a couple different variables here. I think we're going to end in the same exact spot as the high-end fight. There's going to be some sort of setup to get AFO in a prominence burn from Endeavour, because I think that's really the only way they can defeat him here. And then the other way would just be knocking off the life support mask and capturing him. So that's like the two different outcomes here that I think that we're going to get. Either one, they're going to defeat him and kill him here, or two, it's going to be a capturing. I'm leaning a bit towards the capturing. And I think this chapter just shows us that when Horikoshi said everybody's going to have a role in this end, he meant everybody. By now, I think everybody, including Mineta, is going to have their own big moment in this arc. In terms of what's actually going to come up next, I think we're going to still linger in this area a little bit, see a little bit more of this fight, maybe whatever is going on with Dabi before we actually switch over. Though at this point, it's been a while since we've seen what's going on at UA or any of the other places. We might pop back over to those just to get a little hint of what's going on there. But honestly, at the state that we're in right now, we can go to any fight and it wouldn't really feel jarring. It's just constant action from here on out. But I guess we will just figure out what fight we're going to pop into next chapter. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next class.